Hello, good morning. My name is Alan Twigg and I am the author of And Suddenly Everything Changed. On Saturday we had a sandstorm and there was so much sand that all my terrace here was covered in it, so I couldn't make videos. I went 2 days without, but I was preparing. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about protein. Protein really is a very interesting topic and one of the most commonly asked questions about going vegan. So in the meantime, if you'd like to give me a like or a dislike or add a comment below, or of course subscribe, that would be very much appreciated. I'm trying to gather momentum with these videos, so any help you could give me on that front would be great. Right then, so let's dive in. So one of the most commonly asked questions about going vegan is, but where will I get my protein? This is actually what I used to think. I remember very clearly thinking that sometimes on occasion when I wasn't completely burying my head in the sand, I did used to think, oh, what might it be like to go vegetarian? And I always remember thinking to myself, well, but where would I get my protein? Everybody knows that protein is only contained in meat and chicken and fish. So this is a really commonly asked question. When my daughter went vegetarian, I was concerned because of protein. I didn't realize, however, that I was actually very ignorant. The truth is, quite shockingly, which I found out a little while afterwards, was that protein is an absolute non-issue. I mean, my daughter once said to me, "Dad, have you ever heard of anybody with a protein deficiency?" I had to think about it a little bit, but I'd never heard of anybody with a protein deficiency. And she told me that it was virtually impossible, if you're eating a relatively normal diet, to get a protein deficiency. Why? Because protein is contained in lots and lots of things. Where do animals get their protein? Animals get their protein from plants. We then eat the animals, but the animals actually get their protein from plants. So there's protein in everything, basically everything, but there's a lot more protein in things like beans, nuts. Obviously there's products like tofu. Just your normal run-of-the-mill vegetables contain a lot of protein. Flax seeds, hemp seeds, that's another one, another product that's packed full of protein. So protein really isn't an issue. And if you think about it, if you think about the largest animals, the largest, strongest animals on the planet, they don't eat meat. An elephant, hippopotamus, gorilla, an ox. All of these animals are really strong and powerful, and all they eat is plants. Also in addition to that, the British Nutritional and Dietetic Association and the American Nutrition and Dietetic Association, which are the two largest bodies for nutrition and dietetic professionals in both of the countries, have both stated, both of the associations have stated, that a vegan diet is suitable for all nutritional requirements for every stage of life, from being born to the grave. So it's really a non-issue. There's a real good-looking bodybuilder who's managed to he spent his life, he's been vegetarian or vegan his entire life. His name is Naomi Delgado. Here's a picture of him. But he did that on plants alone, plant power bodybuilding. And there's also a film called The Game Changers, and it was recently released. I don't know when you're watching this video, but it was released in 2019, For me now, it's 2020 for me. It's a fairly recent release. But this film also, a main topic of it is nutrition, getting enough protein. Will a plant-based diet be good enough if I'm an athlete? Lots of athletes worry that if they go plant-based, they won't be as strong, they won't be as fast. But
one and only Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I ate a lot of meat. They showed us commercials.
Steak. That's what a man eats.
Selling that idea that real men eat meat.
Serious man food.
But you got to understand, that's marketing. That's not based on reality.
I've been teaching fighting techniques to government agencies for more than 15 years. Then I got injured. Unable to teach for at least 6 months, I spent more than 1,000 hours studying science on recovery and nutrition, and stumbled across a study about the Roman gladiators.
The gladiators were predominantly vegetarian.
How could the original professional fighters be so powerful, eating only plants?
When I made the switch to a plant-based diet, I qualified for my 3rd Olympic team. I broke 2 American records. I was like, man, I should have done this a long while ago.
When I went plant-based, I wasn't sure if I was gonna survive. And I actually became like a machine.
One of the biggest misconceptions in sports nutrition is that we have to have animal protein to perform at a high level. That's just not true.
Sometimes you have to do things that you know your competitors aren't doing.
Today's blood and yesterday's blood.
Yeah. I think this is going to wake a lot of people up.
I was recovering better, not getting as sore. This was our best season in the last 15 years, and we had 14 guys on plant-based diets.
We all want to feel great, have more energy.
Cholesterol was 276. Today, 169.
Whoa, now you're talking.
Most guys my age can keep up with the grandchildren. My grandchildren can't keep up with me.
It's not one set of dietary guidelines for improving your performance as an athlete, another one for reversing heart disease, reversing diabetes. It's the same for all of them.
Someone asked me, how could you get as strong as an ox without eating any meat? And my answer was, have you ever seen an ox eating meat?
So more and more top athletes are also becoming plant-based because they realize that not only does it not make them slower, it actually makes them faster. And there's a lot of evidence to suggest, especially for top athletes, that actually becoming plant-based or just eating plants actually reduces the recovery time needed. So they're able to train more and more frequently because their bodies recover quicker than if they were eating a meat diet. So yeah, protein is absolutely something you don't need to worry about. If you are worried about it, just Google online, or here's a list of foods with lots that are packed full of protein. I hope I've managed to reassure you that you don't have to be worrying about this issue if you go vegan. In fact, you don't have to be worrying about any issue. But yeah, this is a question that's often pops up, and that's why I wanted to address it today. Thank you very much. If you like this, if you think I was babbling too much, if you think I missed something, anything, leave a comment, please. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. I'm going to be doing a video every day, and we're going to crack this together. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.